You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast, the home of sports, gambling, entertainment, and whatever the hell else has gone on this week. So pull up a seat by the fire, crack open a cold one, and make sure to get your bets in. Welcome to the Pine Room. All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Pine Room Podcast, episode 42. We're back here in the studio again, new crew. Well, one new face.
I'm in.
Matt's back.
I'm in. I'm back.
Matt is
I'm back, baby.
Matt is back.
Jackie Robinson, 42.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Who do we have in here? Oh, Jeff was supposed to fill in this week, but he couldn't make it.
And
fill in for Soup.
One thing that's starting to get to be a trend now, Soup 2 weeks in a row now is supposed to be the fifth guy, and he wasn't here, so letting the team down.
Soup, Soup's gonna have to go to detention for being tardy, or not even tardy, just missing school. Yeah. But no, he has got some stuff to do, so Soup isn't here this week. But that was supposed to be our fifth man, but we have four in the studio today,
and an Arctic snow house.
Yeah, and we got Nash. We got what's this? What's
the show called?
Wild North.
Wild North, yeah. And then we have a football game up ahead of us. So if we talk about any one of those, that's why. We are in the studio. We got some new lights in here, so it might look a little different on camera. If you haven't watched yet, go check out on YouTube. We got a pretty cool setup here. It's not totally finished yet. We still got to get our computer in.
You've done
here.
a hell of a job, John.
I
gotta
appreciate
tell you.
it.
And Jarrett, for what you guys have contributed to this, it's looking great. Even since I was here yesterday, big upgrades.
Yeah,
good job.
We got a little curtain in here to hide the mechanics. That's where the wizard sat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's back there.
Do not look
pumping
away
on the keys. Yeah.
We switched up the banner that was on the left wall is now on the right wall. We took the other banner down because that's our that's like our outdoor banner, so that's going to be there for the time being. Got a couple signs up. Oh, if you didn't see them on Better's Last Stand, we have a Soup and Stuff Pine Room sign and Better's Last Stand sign that's above the computer. But we're going to add some stuff to this, like I said last week. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out on YouTube. We got some. It looks cool in here. I think I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out. We still got a little ways to go, some decorating and some stuff to add to make it our place, but I think it's turning out pretty well. But anyway.
We started burning incense in here.
Oh God!
Yeah. You need like a big bong in here.
We're still waiting on fan art.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and a kegerator in the corner.
Yeah.
If anybody knows, if you're an artist or you know any artists, send us some art of whatever. It doesn't matter if you want to send art of. Jarrett dressed up like Willy Wonka, then send us that. I don't know, whatever.
All right.
But anyway, we are here. We're not sponsored this week. This
free
show
agents.
We're free agents. We're free out on the prowl today. Just a regular show. These guys did some fun stuff a couple days ago going to the Nailers game. Cools and Jarrett, you guys went to the Nailer game. How was that?
Good. I mean, the Nailers won, and I got to be a sumo wrestler for the day versus Soup.
Yeah,
the Nailers did better than you did, though.
Yeah,
damn.
geez,
tough break.
That first round took everything out of me.
Yeah, it looked exhausting.
If you watch the video Jarrett posted after winning the second round, I'm like, putting my hands up in the air trying to catch my breath. And I was a little under the weather, so not trying to make excuses, but
yeah, it was
a little disadvantage.
You're trying to say there will be a round two sometime.
I would love to get a
rematch
round two
with Soup.
Yeah, well, I think they have Quidditch this weekend over at the arena. But I started editing the video today, like just of kind of the behind the scenes of what we were doing. The video of you guys trying to get those suits on is amazing. I can't wait for people to see that.
Yeah,
how hard were they to get off?
Getting them on was way harder.
Really? Okay.
Just because getting your feet through the legs and stuff. And the suits are heavy. They're like, they were probably like 50, 60 pounds. So like they were pretty heavy. There was when you see the clip of us, you're gonna laugh hard.
Yeah,
it was a mess.
It was a disaster.
If you haven't seen that, go and check out our social media. Go to our Instagram. You can see Cools and Soup take on the sumo challenge at the Nailers game, and that'll come out later, whenever. But you'll see that stuff. We got our fitness challenge going on. I'm walking around like a baby deer today. My calves are a mess. It's been fun there. Brad Becca, who's our trainer / coach / drill sergeant, has been putting us through some fun and some hard stuff. We've done some good warm ups. Coaches, he's lost 8 pounds already. He's lost 8 pounds. He's
in 1 week.
Yeah, he's been going to the gym. He won't eat after 6 now. He's not eating after 6.
That's a good one.
He's not eating after 6 o'clock. He's struggling with that one.
Just think if he stopped drinking beer, he might lose 12 pounds.
Yeah, he's been doing well. He's been doing really well.
Yeah, that's with myself, Chris, Jarrett, Cooley, Coach. Soup was there for the first time, and I think he's
now. I was a little hazy on this. It was because he went to the Steeler game.
Yeah, he
Is
went
that
to the
why?
Steeler game.
Yeah.
So he,
oh my god.
Yeah, he. It was at 9 o'clock on Sunday. We were.
He's the one
working
that
out.
scheduled that. Too.
Yeah,
God.
and then he ended up leaving because he wanted to go to the Steeler game.
Yeah. Well,
at 9 in the morning.
And then I think he's out of town this upcoming week for this week. So
You guys doing it again Sunday?
Yeah,
Yep.
Sunday again. I think we're having some guys from Belmont Savings Bank coming down and working out with us, so they'll be there. And then maybe we'll get some other people in throughout the
I hear Chris has been pretty impressive.
Chris is really he's impressed me. He's really he's stronger than I thought he was. He can endure more than I thought he could. I'm interested to see how the end of the 6 weeks will turn out. But as far as that goes, that'll come out a little later in the year, probably closer to next month when we kind of wrap the whole thing up, so then we can put it out week to week to week. So you'll see that when you see it. You might see some clips of that on.
Cooley, what do you think of this so far?
You know me.
You
I'm
hate
not
working out.
I'm not a
I
big
know.
workout guy, but I will say when it comes to enduring things, that was a good point you made about Chris. He was really good at that. I'm really bad at that. So when we do like wall sits and the time, I'm out.
I think you said you don't do things to failure.
Yes. I told that to your dad. I was like, man, I don't like when they tell me to just go till you fail because I don't know when that is. Like, I would just stop. As soon as it gets a little hard, I'm like,
that's failure.
That's enough. Yeah. I just failed. But yeah.
But yeah, it's a good stuff. We're doing at the Y. Thank you to everybody at the Y that lets us come out there and do that. It's packed out to the Y.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that Y's been a busy Y
there.
for a long, long time.
Yeah.
How long has it been out there, Matt? Right, ever since
before I was born.
Yeah.
It's been there a long time. I mean, I used to go there as a kid. Adam Shinsky that runs it. Me and him are classmates. We went to school at St. Vincent's right next door there. So Y was always a place we would go before and after school a lot of the time. So. Cool spot. Always like that Y.
Yeah, it's popping out there. A couple other things. Our WKKX show just had a really good show this week on Monday. That's from 2 to 3. We had Coach Crutchfield on.
I got a question for you. Is that up on archive yet? Because I had some people texting me last night said they didn't get to listen.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it takes a little while for them to
Yeah, no,
get
that's
up.
fine. If you guys happen to see it, if you don't mind, post it on our social again or link it.
I think it's
because I had a lot of people ask me last night about it, and I forgot to ask you guys.
Yeah,
earlier,
we'll if you aren't aware of what Matt's talking about, you can go to the watchdognetwork.com and look at the archived podcast section of their website, and you can find all of our past shows that we do on the radio. So you can see everything for our first show to now. And we had a great interview with Coach Crutchfield. I didn't ask any questions, but
hey, you answered the phone. You patched him through. It's pretty important.
But he got to come on talk for like 15 minutes. We can't really keep guests on for too long on the radio.
He's a busy guy.
Busy guy. He got to talk about some good stuff. But if you haven't listened to us, listen to us from 2 to 3 on Mondays, and we might have some more stuff coming up. I'm talking about doing a late night radio show with some fun stuff, and then we got some potentially more stuff coming up with WKKX. But that's all up in the air. So just keep updated with us and keep listening to the podcast, and I'm sure we'll clear some stuff up as the weeks go on. That's as far as announcements. That's pretty much as we've got to recap.
Housekeeping items taken care of.
Better's Last Stand. We had Lauren the Better on. She came on last week. It was myself, Coach Cooley, Soup. And Matt. We talked to
it was
Lauren
fun.
the Better.
She's doing a good job. I'm glad to see her doing well.
Got to catch up with her. She was at did she go to the... What game did she go to?
No, she's actually going. She's going to go to the Super Bowl, I believe, and then the Waste Management because she lives in Arizona now, Scottsdale.
Oh man, that's got to be a bucket list thing. The Waste Management.
Oh
yeah, I don't know what
that's
that
the
is.
Golf tournament job where you can like scream, yell, and remember last year the dude made a hole in one and they were throwing the beers everywhere and stuff.
What hole was that?
16 or 17. Yeah,
when it's like the stands are
15,
all around.
I get confused with that.
The
and then
hole.
the TPC is the hole. 17 is the island hole. But really cool experience there. I don't want to go to that thing. There's too many idiots.
No?
It's like going to Jamboree in the Hills, man. That's not my thing. I like golf tournaments the way they're supposed to be. I don't need all that.
Is that like? Do you have the same opinion about like the Triple Crown, like the?
Yeah, a little bit. I really think it takes away from the experience. Like I like to watch golf because I like to watch golf, or like if I have bets on it or whatever. I mean, I guess it would be okay, but I would get annoyed with it very quickly. Yeah. I would only want to spend a couple hours there. In the same with the Kentucky Derby and that. I'm like the horse racing. I'm there for that. I don't want to be in there screaming, yelling, drinking until I can't stand up. Like that to me is not fun. I could do that anywhere.
Yeah, I guess that's like that. And plus, if people are going there, like they're going there to drink. Like and like I guess some people that enjoy golf will go to that, obviously. But like the main draw of that is it's
probably not one to take kids to.
There's probably a lot of assholes that go there. Just a bunch of assholes that think they know golf and like they're the best golfers there.
Did you guys ever go to Jambo?
Never went.
Well, then
Did you go?
Yeah, but not like in that capacity. I could not go out there with those people. Like so. When Brad would play there, Brad Paisley, family friend, whatever, we were fortunate enough, Brent would take care of us. We'd go backstage and we hang out there and stuff. But then when you walk through the areas of these partiers, like if you're going to go get something to eat or whatever, I mean, it's just one idiot after another. Yeah. I mean, they're spraying you with water. They're throwing stuff at you. Like it doesn't. Like they just do it just because.
So it's always been
not my
assholes.
Thing. It's just constant.
Like it's like. Did it ever change? Like, do you think it ever changed?
Well, I don't.
The people
I want to say this, but I was too young. When my parents used to go to it like regularly, my dad used to work at it and stuff. It seemed like a little bit more. I don't want to say mature people. Like they still party, they had
under
fun,
control maybe.
But since it got big for the younger kids, like just barely 21, probably a lot of them weren't. But it just I don't know. It just became. It's not even about music. It was just people who could be a bigger asshole.
Yeah,
I don't have the tolerance.
I'm glad I never went because I think I probably would have been. I mean, maybe one time just to kind of experience.
Sure. Yeah, but if there's strangers in there or there's kids, and then you'll see guys you don't like, it's just inevitable. I don't know. That's
and then if it rains and it's a big mud pit, and then
it's disgusting. The filth. Guys don't shower for weeks. Girls, I mean,
and I'm
bare feet, just disgusting.
And then I'm sure people just piss right on the right where they are.
Just it's not my kind of thing at all.
I said this, and Jarrett freaked out when I said this. It was something that I always wanted. Like it was something I always wanted to experience solely for the fact of experiencing it.
Sure,
like being able to say that I went to one. Not that I would enjoy it in the slightest,
but. I wish you guys would have got to go just to see if you felt the same way. Like, if you have a short tolerance for idiots, like I do, like it's one thing if you know them or something, and there's guys that you know that are idiots, like when they drink and stuff, and we all have those, but and that's fine. But it's just after a while, when strangers, like for people you don't like, it's like that Woodstock. Like when we talked about that documentary, the Woodstock.
Yeah,
thing.
what year was that?
99.
Yeah, Jesus.
But I mean, obviously, that was much bigger than this. I mean, that was a whole different thing.
It looked like Chernobyl after that.
Yeah, but a lot of similarities as far as the dirt balls, the cleanliness, the water,
I think the mindset,
sewage everywhere.
Yeah, I think the mindset for people like at those gatherings just probably like you saw with the Woodstock thing. It went from like peace and love and all the music and just enjoying music to like who can get the most fucked up.
And it only takes one or two people. There was a few years ago. There was a guy, his buddies. He was so drunk and passed out, they rolled him up at their tent site in some kind of tarp. They forgot about him. He suffocated. He like sweated to death, like in his sleep. Suffocated, and nobody knew where he was. They found his dead body rolled up in a tarp. Like it's just, I don't know. I'd be very concerned if I had like kids or something that went there, like or people that were close to me that were young and easily influenced.
So I think I've talked about this before, but like talking about going places with idiots, I can't stand going to the movie theater anymore.
It's terrible, isn't it?
I hate it.
Don't you love it though? If you go in there, Job, and you get lucky, and it's just like
empty.
3 people,
Yeah.
and then like you and whoever you're with.
I mean, I feel like the last time I've been to a movie theater, probably the last like maybe 10 times, I feel like there's hardly been anybody in there.
Well, no, we went. When was there was a big movie that came out that we all
you guys
went
saw Kong something, or was it that one?
No, we saw that at the house. There was some big movie release, maybe one of the Marvel movies or something like that. We went to. I just can't stand people that don't give a shit about their surroundings.
Phones?
Like phones, the wrappers, that pisses me off so bad when a dude's like
about a guy
just
that's
crunching.
chewing real loud?
Oh, I would love to shove that whole fucking popcorn thing down his mouth.
Don't you, as a person with any type of like just sense about you at all or common decency, when you're chewing the popcorn and it's like the time where it's like dead quiet in like a scary movie, you just stop.
You stop.
Yes.
Or you chew as soft as you possibly
real
can.
slow.
Yeah, let it melt.
But there's those people should be able to be shot.
Feel. Just have a little bit of feel.
Or they pick up a box of candy and it all rolls down.
Yeah, or they tear it open and then put it in the box and it makes the big.
Or a guy shaking his ice in his drink.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Now, I would rather, though, and I do this every time I go in the theater, I open the wrapper and I pour the candy into the box, so then there's not like the crackling around there. But some dickhead sitting next to me will just jam his hand into his gummy worms.
where were these people raised at? I mean, what's the matter with these animals?
Something I always do when I go to the movies is like halfway through the movie, I'll put my leg up.
Yeah.
And all the change will fall
Yeah,
out of my pocket. That happens to me every time.
I think the last movie we saw in theaters together was Buzz Lightyear when we were. When we missed our flight in
that was a good
Orlando.
movie.
We got stranded.
Yeah, we get that.
Buzz
one gone.
Lightyear, huh?
We didn't really have much choice that day.
That was a.
Oh yeah, you guys were coming back. And
I
you
think
didn't know where to go.
I think we would have watched anything in that movie theater. It could have been like
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
It ended up being an okay day, but that honestly was when we missed the flight. I was like,
Yeah, especially you. You don't like
all
that
I
kind
wanted
of
to do was go home.
We were the security, and like you had to go through security, then get your baggage, and the flight took off in 2 minutes.
And I was gonna try to get through and run to the gate, but there was just no way. I was like, "Do you guys want me to try?" And they were like,
he said, kept going. I think if I got there, I could tell him. And
I don't think I said that.
Yeah. You said if I can get there, and then I think Cooley was just like,
I think
the writing was on the wall.
I think I was like, just shut it down. And said, "Yep."
Yeah. Traveling is
and then
terrible, isn't it?
When's the last time you've flown, Matt?
Oh, pre-pandemic. I used to fly a lot, but not recently.
Yeah.
I got stranded in Hawaii one time overnight in the airport. I mean, we just sat there. It was like all night, and it's terrible. And it's always when you're coming home too.
Yeah.
It's like, and you just had enough. You just, like you said, Jarrett, you just want to go home.
That's all I wanted to do.
You just want to go home. You want to get a shower. And you just want to be away from people.
Yep, we were in Antigua for a week, and I just was so done with. I just wanted to go home, and then. We ended up having. Well, the worst thing was that our flight the next day wasn't until 9 p.m.
Yeah,
so we had to literally stay the entire day in Orlando.
I think he enjoyed getting stranded because he had to hang out with all his friends.
You didn't want to kill Nick by then?
Oh, maybe Nick.
Speaking of Nick, we got to patch him in later.
Yeah,
yeah. They were trapped with me for another day. I got to hang out with my friends for one more day.
Well, that had to make you happy.
Yeah, I was pumped.
Well, it would have been better than being stranded at Jamboree in the Hills. If you're a human trafficker, though, that was an absolute gold mine. I don't know why people didn't go out there and get kidnapped.
That
you could have vans full, man. Wouldn't even know. You just start taking bodies and throwing them.
Yeah, that's
probably
like
a great idea. To give people.
Good thing it's not around. Well, I guess the one thing. What's the new thing? What the guy we interviewed at the very months ago? What's the new thing? The new Jamboree. What's that called?
Oh. Blame my roots.
That's it.
Blame my roots. Yeah.
And then is there one other big? Oh, that's what I meant to ask you. When you were in Hawaii, were there a lot of homeless people?
No, not really. No, not in the areas that I was.
Because,
but I felt like I was in Japan. It was interesting, how many tourists there are from Asia.
Yeah, Hannah's parents told me that.
Wonder what island.
Hannah's mom told me that there were just homeless people everywhere.
That's weird. Here's the thing about Hawaii: it's hard to gauge who's homeless and who isn't, because the people, the regular people, dress like they're home. The people are walking around in bare feet. It's not really. That's just a sign of their culture.
I think
there's a lot of chickens running around there. I can tell you that.
I think, and I could be quoting this wrong, but I think she said there was like a mile of tents, like shantytown tents.
Probably within the actual city in Honolulu. I'm sure there probably could be.
I'll look that up because I I think like because when you think of Hawaii, there's no way a homeless problem ever would come into your mind. Like,
well, you wouldn't figure because if you're going to go out to Hawaii, chances are you had to have some sort of income or way of getting there.
I think what she was saying was like people go out there expecting to make a life and then they get stuck out there.
It's very expensive and it would be hard to get home. So I could see that. But when I went out, we were in a really nice area in Waikiki Beach and then on the island of Kauai, which is a quieter island, but no, I didn't really notice the homeless. I noticed the roosters running around everywhere.
Yeah, I'm looking here. There's just like a bunch of tents propped up on like I don't know. There's
seems like all west, everything out in Pacific and further out to the west. There's a lot of that is a problem. California obviously is a disaster.
What is it? San Francisco that's real bad.
L.A. too.
In Los Angeles, just horrible.
I think we talked about that. Oh yeah, because we were showing pictures of the L.A. shanty towns on the.
How government leadership can let that happen?
I don't know what my plan would be to do with everybody. I don't know what you could possibly. I don't know what I could do. Like if I had the option to like make some kind of rule, I don't know what I could do. Cool.
I just find it amazing with all the money that's in the world and all these zillionaire, billionaire people that they can't just build some complexes of affordable housing for these people, put them in work programs, put them in these places, even if it takes time for them to get on their feet, put them in, get them somewhere off the street.
It's so weird that we're talking about this. I literally was thinking about this when I was driving
down here. Put them in dorms like at West Liberty.
I was driving down here. I was actually thinking about this. Just put them in like a big building, make them work, and then you're good.
Put them in a big building and make them work. Yeah, that sounds bad.
I mean,
I think somebody tried to do that in history one time.
Well, I mean, Cooley's boy.
Yeah.
A few times.
Oh, Adolf. I was like, who's my boy?
Stalin.
He said Cooley's boy, and Cooley doesn't even say Hitler. He goes, oh, Adolf.
First name basis. Yeah, that's huge.
We've gotten to know each other pretty well.
Oh, what was there's a documentary, a movie. It's about. Oh God, yeah, it was on the other day. Valkyrie with Tom Cruise. Have you seen that?
That's good.
Jarrett, what's the where Hitler escaped the bombing when people tried to assassinate him?
Yeah,
with a bomb.
Oh, you mean the event, like what they called it?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I don't remember what that, because it had a mission. It had a special name, like Operation something or whatever.
I can't remember.
Maybe it was Operation Valkyrie. Was that it?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't remember.
Well, they tried to assassinate Hitler, and it obviously didn't work.
I guess we'll move on from Hitler.
Gave you a lot of reading material, Cools.
Where did I put
Are we calling in the gas?
Right down there on the floor there to your right there.
I have a tendency to put a lot of stuff on the floor.
No, there was a breeze blew it away.
No, Matt, you should have seen the last episode. He left it like a charging cord right in the middle of the floor.
The whole time, huh?
He stepped on it like 3 or 4 times.
It had to be 3
It was
times.
incredible.
Well, I want to bring a couple things up before we phone him in because I got to make sure that we that I have that all wired up right. We'll call him after the break.
Perfect.
But there was that. Well, number one, again, we're going to keep it dark here. But the 6-year-old brings gun from home and shoots his Virginia teacher. Incredible.
Well, how did they get the gun?
That.
Here's the thing. I'm a very pro-gun person, but in this case, these parents, you got to keep the weapons locked away. I mean, you have the right to have that. Now, I don't like the people that are blaming the gun manufacturers. I find that to be ridiculous. It's the parents' fault. The parents, honestly, this may surprise you guys, I do see where criminal action could be filed against them for this.
Oh,
that's a responsibility of. It's like you guys were growing up and you just decided to go out and take your parents' car and like go driving around and like you know your mom and dad were just like in the house watching TV and you're driving through Warwood like one of you is working the pedals, the other one's steering. Like I don't know. I just feel like you have a responsibility, and if you're gonna have a firearm in the house, you have got to be sure it is in a safe spot.
Yeah, I mean that goes for anything in a house for a kid. I mean, a kid puts his hand in a blender. Why has he got access to a blender? It's just like,
or a kid pulls a dresser on top of himself. You got to have those anchors. I mean, there's this. I just feel like that's a poor job by the parents, and obviously you feel sorry for the teacher.
Did she die?
I want to say she didn't.
Yeah, I don't think she did.
I think she survived.
God, wonder what's going through her head.
But I think about that. My mom taught kindergarten for all them years. Like that's a first grader coming in there with a gun.
6 years old.
But first of all, also, what's in this kid's mind? Did he? I mean, did they just not know any better? Like, I don't know. Maybe kids don't realize that's real yet. I don't know. I'm not going to make that judgment.
Was he bringing the gun to shoot the teacher, or was it like he brought it in?
Like he thought it was a toy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to say I saw something that he didn't like the teacher, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I saw.
Nuts.
How does a 6-year-old have the idea?
Look at this, where we're headed.
Yeah. That's insane.
I think I could have. There.
Whoa!
Jesus.
Oh man!
I won't name names, but there's one that pissed me off.
By 6 years old, you had a hit list.
Yeah, well, I think so. I got my name written on the board once or twice, and it pissed me off.
The police are listening to this right now.
But that is, it's another thing too, is kids are so spoiled and babied and pampered. It's like if you say something wrong or do something wrong as a teacher, now you got to start worrying about them shooting you.
Yeah, that's probably... Yeah, that's probably something.
I got in trouble a lot in school. I try. A lot of classes, people fuck off in these classes. They do.
Yep.
And it's not always the teacher's fault.
I don't think I would have ever even considered.
I don't think you would have ever done that. But.
I don't know. It seems like
I haven't told it. Listen, I stole
by high school, maybe.
I stole, and I literally didn't tell anybody this, and this might be the first time I ever told anybody this. When I was in kindergarten, we had this. These animals that we played with, like and I don't know, I don't remember shit. My memory's terrible, but I do remember this because it's so ingrained in my memory. I stole from Mrs. White's class. Please, if she's listening to this, I'm sorry, Mrs. White. I stole this plastic bear. It was like a little toy bear because I love bears. And I stole it from her, and I felt so guilty after I stole it when I got home. I threw it under the steps going in the basement, and I checked like maybe 10 years later, and it was still there. And I took it. I don't know what I did with it, but I remember it was still there. I know exactly what it looked like.
Oh, man.
That's the worst thing I guess I've ever done.
You're a criminal over there.
In kindergarten, too, though.
Jeez.
No, that's better.
That's
better than bringing a firearm in.
Yeah.
I think Mrs. White would prefer you took the bear.
Yeah.
Don't lock your guns up. Just be smart. It's the same thing we always bring up. Just be self-aware, be knowledgeable of what you have.
And not even just self-aware. If you're a parent, then you got to be aware for your child who's not of age enough to understand the repercussions of maybe what he's going to do there.
Thank goodness he didn't hurt himself. I guess
he could have been popping every kid in his class. Could have been terrible.
Yeah. Speaking keep it on that.
One thing to another.
Keeping it on some violence. The college student murder suspect that... listen, I don't know much about this. I really have not followed this at all. I know that...
Which I'm surprised.
Seen some pictures. I know, and I usually follow crime.
Wait till we get to the courtroom.
Yeah, wait till we're there. But... what was the circumstances of how they found the guy?
His car, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
they started putting together tips in surveillance cameras and stuff, and they had been on to him for a while that they thought he was the guy that maybe knew something, and they were tracking him everywhere, and then they ended up tracking him all the way through cell phone pings all the way back to Pennsylvania.
And I read something, and I could be wrong, or I listened to something where like they didn't have a DNA database that pinged him, but they like cross-referenced relatives and like narrowed it down to him. I don't know anything about like criminology and or any of that stuff, but like, do you think there's any chance that they have the wrong guy?
I think there's a chance, but then finding out his history and how smart he was and how he was into this stuff about avoiding these kinds of things. This guy, and again, I don't know this dude at all, but he looks like a little interesting character.
If you said murder, I would probably peg him as a murderer.
He is probably one of these dudes, kind of like Unabomber, even Kaczynski back in, he's sending bomb. So probably mentally superior to a lot of people. He probably almost challenged himself. I want to see if I can get away with this.
Yeah.
And I mean,
what a crazy.
They say
he's
he's like
pretty,
his emotions are like not even there.
Can
you imagine him like brutally stabbing 4 people and not even breaking a sweat? Yeah. They say he went to work the next day and stuff and taught a class like nothing ever happened.
Jeez. What was where did he go to school? He went to some prestigious school.
Well, he went to Washington State, I think, and then he got his master's degree, and then he was getting his PhD.
That's what I'm getting confused.
Yeah, and then that's right across like Wazoo's like right there on the Idaho border, so it's very.
I just don't understand what have they figured out his motive yet? Do you know?
Honestly, Jared, I think it's just he thought he could get away with it.
Wonder why.
Although they did say maybe he made an advance at one of the girls and she shot him down. They haven't explored that yet. I mean, those were good-looking chicks there. Those poor girls.
That's terrible.
I mean, you can see a creepy dude like that.
Why would he go after the dude?
He was just collateral damage, or maybe he approached the girlfriend. Yeah. I don't know. Just a horrible thing. You hate to see that kind of stuff. It could happen anywhere. I mean, that could happen in West Liberty. It could happen in Wheeling College.
I've seen a lot of stuff where like people are putting like heavy locks on all their doors now. Which, granted, it sounds bad to say this, but I mean, I think it takes, for at least some people, especially like in my house, for the longest time, we never locked our doors.
I know.
We never locked our doors. Anybody could walk.
I remember probably before you guys were born, somebody said something to your dad about, Mark, where's your house key? He's like, I don't have one.
Yeah, we never had one.
I don't have a house key.
No, we literally never locked our doors until then we started locking them. Like when we, I think we got new doors and when we started locking them, we got a keypad and stuff. But
you guys had Maggie and now Evie. I mean, nobody would mess with those terrorizing dogs. I mean, beware of dog signs on the door.
Now we got cameras and
I mean, it's just stuff. I don't know.
Fuck that guy.
You don't know. You don't ever know. And strangers are so messed up. I hate to say it sounds weird, but like I am kind of relieved it's not somebody they knew. Because you really hate to see those kinds of stories, like where they had a issue, like that dude that shot his friends at West Virginia, at University of Virginia.
The football team.
That's. I mean, not that it takes away any pain from the families, but I mean, there's just so many. You have no idea. I do find it fascinating, and Jubb, you may know the stats on this off the top of your head, but like how many serial killers. I remember hearing like a criminal psychologist or somebody saying how many serial killers are active and how many of us have come in contact. They thought like one of every like 8 of us. So like if there's 8 of us in the Pine Room, like one of us has passed, saw a serial killer, interacted with him at a Walmart, something like that. That's
I think it was in your lifetime you passed like 1 to 4 serial killers in your lifetime.
That's like chilling.
I could be wrong on that, but maybe there's one in this room. Oh no!
Of all the people in the Pine Room, who would be the most likely to be a serial killer?
Jubb.
Me?
Yeah.
Why me?
I think you got.
I think Matt. Because I think you.
I honestly say I always wish there was a way you could do this like as a experiment and see if you could get away with it.
Well, Champ would do it.
Yeah, Champ.
Yeah. But Champ would leave no trail behind. He's very clean. He would be very clean.
It would be the easiest.
No fingerprints. There'd be a trail of dip. Hell of a good dip would be running out of the front door.
It could probably be the easiest like grab of a suspect ever. There would be blood
himself in.
Like there'd be blood from the crime scene all the way
to the vet's club door.
Somebody saw him and said there was a man that he was a little hunched over. He coughed a lot. He was falling asleep mid.
His DNA would be everywhere,
and he's not like the most Or he's not a guy that can blend in easy. Like if you, on a police lineup, he'd probably be pretty easy to pick out. Like what's the one with Kaiser Sose where oh shit! I'm bringing up a lot of references I don't know about. Usual suspects.
Yeah.
That's gonna be him. He actually doesn't cough, and he's actually in really good health, and he like can run. Anyway, let's take a quick break here. We've been going a little bit. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll get our caller on the line.
Perfect.
Our very important call.
Yes, it's an emergency actually. Downtown Wheeling emergency.
All right, so we have a caller who we're about to get on the line here. Apparently, he has massive news that is groundbreaking. I believe he said he's appalled.
I don't even think it's news.
He's sickened, appalled. It's in a bad place right now.
Emergency call.
All right, well,
driving around town trying to cool himself down.
All right, we're gonna try to get him on the line here. Let's see what we can do.
Hello.
All right, Nick, you're live on the podcast.
All right, guys. Well, first off, who am I speaking to?
All right, you got Jarrett, Matt, Cooley, and myself in the room.
Okay, guys. So I've had an interesting night. So I walked out of work today, and I want to mind you, I was listening to last week's podcast, and you guys talked about New Year's resolutions. I know we shared ours, but one of mine was to eat better too, and I have been. I've been following not necessarily a diet, but calories, this and that. But I walked out of work today, and I just wanted some onion rings. Like, what I wanted. I was prepared to get onion rings for dinner, and that was that. I was then greeted by a surprise. We have another pandemic. Onion rings are not easy to get in this town anymore.
Well, were they originally easy to get?
Yes, they were. They were. At any time, friend of the show, Spencer Rogers, can attest. You could go to Sheetz and get a bucket of onion rings, and they were good onion rings. You could go to Arby's and get onion rings. You could go to Coleman's and get onion rings.
They don't have them at Coleman's anymore, Nick?
No, and I'm getting there, Matt. Let me get there.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. So I go to Sheetz, and they don't have them on the computer. Or on the app. That was initially on the app. They didn't have it. So
and sometimes, Nick, sometimes maybe they don't have it on the app, but they might be in the store.
Correct. And I knew that. So I was planning on making a physical stop at Sheetz anyway to double check the computer.
Okay.
So then I went to Arby's, which online also said Arby's did have onion rings. The Wheeling location does not.
Wow.
What a shame.
So I then drove up over the 470 hill, and I went down to Coleman's. And I walked in, and at this point, I'm a little annoyed because, like it's convenient onion rings. Like, of course, I could call some restaurant and get an appetizer of onion rings for $18. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the normal $5 side of onion rings. And I've done some research, but I'll get to that at the end. So I walk to Coleman's, and I say, yeah, I have an order of onion rings and a bottle of water. And everybody looks at me like, this guy's an idiot. We're at Coleman's Fish Market. He just ordered onion rings and a bottle of water. And the lady at the register looks at me and says, we haven't sold onion rings in 4 years. Do you still want the water?
All right, so was that location 2?
So that was location 3.
3.
So then I start panicking. So I'm at Center Market. You know, there's restaurants down there. And this is going to be a little bad on my end. I want an onion ring, not a petal, not a flake. So the restaurants down there all had onion petals. It's not what I wanted. I want the O-ring.
You have you got a stack of onion rings at Red Robin when we went to Deep Creek.
Basically, here's my point, guys. I didn't get onion rings. I went to Sheetz. They don't have them. I did some research. A lot of restaurants, they're charging $15 for appetizer of onion rings. I think Generations, you can get them as a side.
Permanis.
Shout out to them.
What about Permanis, Nick?
I was too annoyed to get any, but I shouldn't have to call a physical restaurant and be that guy who gets one singular order of onion rings. I should be able to go to one of these faster food joints.
What about Burger King?
Offered as a side.
Matt's saying Burger King.
Do they, man?
Yeah, oh yeah, they're good. They're good. Burger King onion rings with zesty sauce.
You just told me that because when I tell you that is the only fast food option for onion rings, I mean that.
That hurts.
But like Cheddar's, like if you go up to Cheddar's, they got rid of them.
What about Permanis?
Yeah. What about Permanis, Nick?
They have them, but like I said, that's big corporation Highland. That's not even down to me.
Okay,
but
BK. That's where it's at.
Let me say this, and this is mind blowing to me. And what did the onion ring ever do to anybody?
Onions are expensive.
I don't think it did anything.
Wisconsin cheese bites, jalapeno poppers, and I'm not dissing any of that. I love those things, but we can just look at that and say, yeah, let's keep this, but get rid of let's have pickle fries, but get rid of the onion ring.
Good point.
And the onion
ring is the onion ring when it comes out on a big tower and has a zesty sauce and ranch. It's a beacon of hope.
It's a delicacy.
It's a beacon of hope.
Do you put onion rings up there with like the big three sides?
Well, here's what I was going to ask you guys, and I was going to give you a topic to talk about. My favorite appetizer anywhere is an onion ring. I don't care if it comes out in a Texas Tunyon, a bloomin' onion. I prefer the ring, but if it comes out as that, that's okay. But a tower of onion rings with like a zesty sauce and ranch is my favorite. Cheddar's used to have the best because it was flaky. It wasn't like your normal kind. It was good, man.
This is troubling news, Nick.
You guys is, and I'll get off my onion ring rant because I drove around Wheeling for an hour and a half just trying to get an order of onion rings.
Oh my!
So did you ever find some?
No. Went home.
Well, what about now? You know BK has them. Or are you too fed up?
I will be heading over to Wheeling Island. I would say tomorrow, as long as my craving for onion rings didn't go away. I'll be heading over there tomorrow.
Hey, Matt had a question. What was it about his bet? What was the?
Oh yeah, does this compare to the Warriors bet? Is this about as disappointed as you were that night?
I was a little more disappointed.
I understood.
All right, so
if I would have hit the Warriors bet, I would have been buying onion rings for Cheddar's to get it back on the menu.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's what I want to leave you guys with. Like I said, my favorite appetizer is an onion ring. You got your hand on the Bible, your death row appetizer, and it can't be, sorry about this, Cooley, it can't be 1, cheese balls, or 2, cheese sticks.
Why?
Why?
Can't be that.
Okay. All right.
He already knew my answer, so he just got rid of them.
Okay. All right.
And it can be creative. It can be like a one-stop shop. Like you can say, oh, yeah, this place in Florida had crab cake stuffed clams for an appetizer. But I'm telling you, I don't care about any of that. Give me the onion ring tower, and I'm done.
Okay. All
right. Well, I hope you find your onion rings at BK.
I hope you find peace tonight.
Yeah, satisfy
peace
your
and
cravings.
harmony.
I don't think I will. I don't think I'm going to find any peace tonight, but I need to really breathe on it.
They won the battle, but they haven't won the war yet, Nick. Keep fighting.
No, coming back tomorrow for some O-rings.
Yeah, support the small business of Burger King.
Yes.
And you know what? I just can't believe. She looked at me and said, "We haven't sold those in 4 years."
That's terrible. Devastating.
Horrible news.
Right. But we sell 7 different types of French fries.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to discuss. Thanks for letting us know
Nick.
the devastating news.
Good luck tonight in sports.
It's a weekday. I'm out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, enjoy your prayer service, Bible study.
I'm going to church.
Good night.
All right. Bye, Nick.
See ya.
All right. Well,
that is troubling times.
Troubling times.
I can't believe you didn't know Burger King had them, though.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know Burger. No,
they advertise them a lot.
I didn't know that. Anyway,
like I knew that.
To his question, if you can't choose cheese balls or cheese sticks, what are you at? What are you with?
Well, I was just sitting here thinking that I think a low key good one would be boneless wings.
You can say,
yeah, that's an
I think when you get those,
could be,
or some kind of like. I always like when it was like the fried, not fried shrimp. Like I don't know. Like,
shrimp cocktail?
No,
popcorn,
like
popcorn,
like
shrimp?
Firecracker shrimp.
Yes, like that.
Like with a sweet
like
chili
boom
sauce.
shrimp or something. Yeah. We get? Well, we might have got those one place in Ocean City. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we did.
Over Harpoon Hannah's or something.
Yeah, we
They were
did.
Spicy and good. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, because Jarrett put the sticker on the thing.
Oh yeah.
So Cool's with a fried shrimp or
that's a good one.
What was the other one?
Boneless wings.
Or boneless wings, Jarrett.
I think probably a pretzel with like beer cheese.
That's a good one.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, the one they used to have at Bubba's. I don't know if they still have. Well, I haven't been there.
That thing
forever.
was huge.
Is Bubba still up in the Highlands?
I think so. Yeah,
I think it is.
I think I don't know.
Buried down in the backside there.
Yeah,
It's such a bad location for.
I know. Then they need that new exit. Their new entrance.
Hopefully that happens.
There's a new entrance.
Yeah,
They're working on it.
Yeah, where they cut the trees down, but they had to let them sit for like 2 years because of the bats.
The bats, yeah. The species of bats.
What the hell are these
Vampire
ducks
bats.
doing?
No, but by the way, we do have Animal Planet on. I think those are loons.
Yeah.
And they're putting their heads back.
Flexibility is amazing.
Go watch
Looks like
Wild
Chris
North.
in the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get Chris is gonna be able to do a split.
That looks like you in the mornings.
Back bends.
And a
Yeah,
pool.
yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. Well, go check out Wild North on.
What's your
Amazon
appetizer?
Prime. I was gonna say pretzels. I really enjoy a good pretzel, and I do like those firecracker shrimp. I think those
I'd
are
go
sweet.
Yeah, what's yours, Matt?
Oyster on the half shell with horseradish. That's mine. No question.
Clear your sinuses.
But I do like your guys' choices too.
I like
fine with
when
those.
like everybody gets like the nachos together with like chicken nachos or something.
I don't like that.
Why
I
not?
hate that because it's like
It's
there's so much shit on all of, like they throw the whole kitchen on those chips
and then the bottom chips have nothing on it.
they're like the middle ones have all of it on it, and your hands get dirty. And
Do you reach right into the middle, or are you like?
I'm a side guy.
Yeah.
Pick away. You gotta work your way to the middle.
Do you
It's like a
ever get
reward.
those nachos grande like that that have like chili on them and stuff? I mean, they're so
gross.
messy.
It's gross.
It's just too much. I agree.
I had this is we talked about this a couple of things. I want to get your opinion on this, Matt, because you eat a lot of food. The other day, so I've been trying to eat better, and I'm trying to cut sugar out of my diet, at least to a reasonable amount.
You start with the headaches yet?
Yeah, I had them yesterday. Really,
Feels like
bad.
your brain's coming out of your ears.
Yeah, and it could be the Lyme disease because I got bit by a tick. But
You too?
yeah, I woke up. I was laying in
Who
bed.
gets bit by a tick this time of year?
It's incredible. I was laying in bed. And,
It's been
and Hannah-
hibernating.
Hey, Evie's trying to kill you two guys.
well,
I know.
yeah, she definitely. She's like Typhoid Mary. She brought it.
Yeah,
into
right.
the-
She is.
But I was laying like with my back facing up on my stomach, and Hannah she said, "Can I pull this thing off your back?"
Oh,
and I
God.
thought she was messing around with me, and she goes. I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "You have like a." She thought it was like a zit or a boy. And I was like, "I don't care. Go ahead." And she goes, and she flicks it. She goes, "Ooh," and I was like,
It's
"What?
alive?
What?" And it was, and I thought it was a skin tag, and I was like. Number one,
Ew.
I've never had a skin tag in my life, and I don't think you just grow them. But
You don't flick them right off either.
I pulled this thing
Burn 'em
off.
with a lighter.
I pulled this thing off, and it was like it had been on me for a while. Like it had been
jeez.
sucking my blood for a while.
that's not good.
I don't know where I would have gotten it though. I
It had to be something she brought in.
Yeah, but
gonna
anyway,
throw
back to what I was talking about. So I'm trying to eat healthy, and the other night, this is a rough combination of foods. I toasted two slices of this keto bread, which Say can attest to this. It's like you could put it on the side of a spaceship, and it could leave orbit.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like a heat shield.
Yes.
It's horrible.
If the
bread.
Challenger would have had
What does
that
that
around
mean?
its
That'd be a
ring,
Yeah.
If you toast
It
this
would've-
bread,
wouldn't
it
have
turns
exploded.
into
Drywall.
carbon
Like-
fiber. It's
yeah.
like you can't break it in half. It's incredible. It tastes like you can take a bite out of the plaster and it'd be better than this bread when you toast it. But anyway, I toasted these two pieces of bread, and I microwaved this ramen, this Ichiban ramen, which has no sugar in it. It's like whole wheat. So I boiled this ramen in the microwave, and I didn't break it apart when I took it out. I took the whole thing and I put it on a piece of bread, and then put the other bread on and had a sandwich and ate it like a sandwich. My question to you is, what's the weirdest combinations of food you've ever done? Like back in the college days or something, because I know you would come up with something.
Boy, that's tough. I'm sure there's got to be something that I thought of that would be obscure.
I know you're.
Man,
Ace is a big fan of pouring the sauce into the noodles.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
What's he do? What's Ace do?
The
like if Ace makes pasta, he takes the noodles. Obviously, you're done with it. You just strain them, and then he dumps the sauce in there. Like it could be cold. It could be. Really,
God.
I don't know. That's not. No, I like to combine strange things, but nothing. Man, I'm trying to think if I've ever done anything like that. I'm sure that I have. I'm sure that there's been times where I've scraped something and made into something as a sandwich or into a tortilla. I've done that before.
I like. I used to eat Cheez-Its in A1 sauce. I would dip Cheez-Its in A1 sauce.
No, you didn't. That's
Yes, I did. I had a big.
How did you come up with that?
Well, when I get on this kick, I get on a kick like if there's a sauce and I really, really like the sauce, and then I can't find stuff to eat it with, so then I'll put like I'll put honey mustard on tortilla chips sometimes, or like something just to have the. I know it's weird. I know.
No.
There's nothing I can do. I can't help it.
God, that's weird.
What?
The A1 and Cheez-Its. I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah, I did.
I'll tell you one that's not that weird that people probably do. I think it's probably kind of common. Is for whatever reason, I absolutely love popcorn with M&Ms. So sometimes if I pop popcorn, I dump the M&Ms in there and eat them all like a handful of it.
I've heard of that.
Love it.
Do they melt?
So
does it
good.
melt the?
Oh no, we like warm them up a little bit. You can use peanut too, but something about the popcorn taste with the chocolate is really good.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Well, I guess that's like those Aunt Meemaw used to have those bags of popcorn with the chocolate on them. Like it was like the I don't know what it was called, but it.
Oh, that stuff's really good.
Yeah.
There's some people that do some like trail mixes like that. The nuts with the M&Ms in it and stuff, but popcorn with the M&Ms is a big one for me. And that would probably be one that I really like as an obscure snack.
Do you like popcorn?
Just whatever.
I don't think I've ever seen you eat popcorn.
I mean, I think I've taken like a bite or two, like, but I don't really particularly like.
You're a big theater. You're a
my
theater popcorn guy.
Not really.
I've seen you get a big.
I've
jug.
never bought popcorn in my life.
Are you sure?
Not for myself. Never.
Didn't
ever.
you spill a whole?
I don't get snacks at the movie.
But didn't you spill a bunch of popcorn?
Maybe I was passing it to somebody.
Or was that Nick?
I'd probably Nick.
That's
was that Orlando? Somebody.
I think that was Nick. I think I remember.
Yeah,
that.
I think he knocked it. I think he had it by his feet and he kicked it.
Spilled it in the theater.
As a whole.
I think he caught. I think he.
Don't you guys think that's like a part of being an American? You got to have popcorn in a movie theater.
Yeah,
I don't do it.
You don't?
I don't.
I'm a big slushy
I
guy.
honestly can't go to a movie.
I'm not a
without popcorn.
snacker. I just
And
don't
it
eat
depends.
snacks.
Popcorn's hard though because there's a lot of bad popcorns. And I don't. Yeah. Chris and Dicey tell me Rural King has the best popcorn.
Oh,
They
yeah,
do.
they do.
It's like
They do.
It's like that golden dust though. It chaps your tongue real bad.
Oh my God! You want to drink a water?
Yeah,
so
it's
bad.
salty as shit. It's so salty.
You know what? Because it's probably the same recipe they used when it used to be Hills and Ames down there. So I would get the popcorn with my mom, and then I would get one of those giant ices because I'd be so thirsty.
That's what my man, slushy is.
I remember
best.
I went there. I was on a cowboy phase. I wanted to get boots and
Big
jeans.
belt buckle.
Yeah, I wanted to get jeans and boots, and I went into Rural King, and I was eating that popcorn. I was so fucking thirsty. I couldn't talk to my dad.
I feel like you're in Death Valley out there stranded.
Yeah, you're gonna start
For days,
crawling around
yeah.
the store looking for water.
Wonder
The
why
Mirage.
that's I've never seen that done anywhere else though, other than
It's
That's
just
been
the
in that
it's
store
just
for
the
years.
marketing.
Yeah, it is good. It is a good move. A lot of stores in the old days used to have a little snack area. Used to have an arcade in there
Really
and stuff.
I wonder if it like encourages you to browse, like walk
you
around
just
and
walk
look
around
at
and eat.
stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
they're going to get you to buy water at least for $3.50.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it probably
Guaranteed.
increases that and probably increases the time you walk around in the store.
It's been a while since I've enjoyed an arcade.
Yeah, I miss those.
I love a
man.
good
It used to be
arcade.
so fun.
Dave and Buster's, man, that place was awesome.
Have you been to Dave and Buster's? You've
Yeah.
been up that
Yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. That's more of like an adult arcade.
Yeah, it
though.
is.
That's like
Well, you can drink and stuff.
They used
right?
to have ESPN
Yeah.
zones too, which they don't have those anymore. That were like all sports games.
Oh, that's cool.
What's the what's the place up at the? It's totally different than an arcade. The Science Center up at Carnegie. Have you been to that?
COSA?
Yeah,
Like those things.
Yeah,
Those
that place
are
was
sweet.
cool. The Sports Center.
Yeah, you could learn all stuff. I like to learn and have fun at the same time.
Definitely.
I think it's fun.
Definitely.
I remember that big thing that had the tube with the water in it, and you turn it and you see the water current of the oil in it.
I have no idea.
You remember that?
No.
I got my first Newton cradle.
Oh,
the balls there.
Yeah.
Mrs.
Great.
Scroy's class. We went up there in high school.
Couldn't you walk in like the submarine there? Is that what that place was?
Yeah, they had that.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better crouch when you go in there.
Did you guys even remember like arcades, like for like heavy arcade action, like where there was games you couldn't get at home?
Oh, I remember there. Well, I never was in the. We probably were past where.
Yeah, like because when I was a kid, there wasn't.
home.
You didn't have it. So like if a game was coming, it's like, what do you guys play? Call of Duty, and what other games do you play? Something like that.
Yeah,
but
like,
Call of Duty wouldn't have come to your house station because they were just starting to get those game systems. But every big game always debuted in the arcade.
So like,
I didn't even know that.
So you would like wait, like Mortal Kombat. If you guys,
Street Fighter.
I mean, when that came out, when Street Fighter, I mean, that was like there was kids waiting in line like for
I tell you what,
20
I
minutes
did
just to
not
get
know
on
that.
there. NBA Jam was another huge one when it was like the first basketball game that really people loved, and it was always in the arcade before like a year before like the Christmas the next year for the parents would always be like, okay, it's coming on Nintendo or Sega, but
I didn't know
it was
that.
always worth looking forward to, especially in the summer.
The first system we had was a Nintendo 64.
I remember that. I remember bringing you guys
you brought some
games. For
games,
that.
yeah.
We had
Turok.
Yeah, Turok Dinosaur.
I
Yeah.
remember it playing that.
It's the first game we ever played. It was rated M. We were like 11.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
God,
blood
we had
all
to
over
be-
the screen.
We had to be younger than that. Oh,
You guys were I would
way
say,
younger.
like,
Probably
it would be
7.
like, yeah, you two guys, Nick and Kirbo, like, you guys would be down there playing the Turok.
Nintendo
And it'd be like
64s.
you'd get eaten and blood would be all
Yeah,
over the screen.
that was the greatest.
I'm sure
that,
Mom was real happy about that one, yeah.
That Nintendo 64 was like the greatest thing ever. And you'd get the cartridges and you'd blow the
That's great.
the dust out of them.
What was the Star Wars game with the
Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
The Bounty Hunter, yeah. And you would
And they had those James Bond games. They had a lot of games back in there,
007. They had the Pokemon games.
Pokemon Snap.
Snapshot.
Bandicoot.
Star Fox
Yeah,
was
Crash
awesome.
Bandicoot.
Crash
Yeah,
Bandicoot
Bandicoot.
was
good. Crash
Star
Bandicoot.
Fox was
Star
really
Fox. That
cool.
was
I
a
love
huge
Star
game when
Fox.
it came out.
Yeah,
That game's awesome.
Jarrett loves Slippy.
Yeah, Slippy
yeah,
the Frog.
yeah.
Dr. Hare.
One of my most
Dr.
favorite
O'Hare.
games, but this is PS2, was Sly Cooper.
That was big. I remember that. I always just see it in games. No, not GameStop. What was the one we had? Movie Gallery.
Movie Gallery.
Gallery, yeah.
Do you miss that at all? Like Blockbuster?
I had great memories. I remember there used to be Stone Church Video used to be up over top of our hill. Like if you keep going past my parents' house, way up there, like way up
I
on
didn't know
like
that.
no business ever in the world would go up there.
Yeah,
There's no traffic driving by there at all, ever, except people that live there. But it'd be like putting the video shop even more far out than like where you guys live. Like just it made no sense. But anyway, in those days, that was the only video store within miles. There was no Blockbuster, so people would go up there. I remember how big of a deal it was when my mom would be like, all right, we're getting in the car. We like a Friday. Like, you guys are going to get to go up there and rent. And by that time, they didn't have renting video games yet. That came later. But just to go up and get movies. We would maybe see in a theater we never see again. You couldn't get them. Yeah. So we go up there and rent those. I remember how cool that was. And then Blockbuster came and we would rent games.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys renting games down there. I remember your dad taking you down to that. You guys would get gift cards for that for Christmas.
That was like every Friday we would go. We would go. Take them back and then get new ones, and it was the best thing ever.
It was awesome. How pumped were you when you wake up for school on Friday morning and you know you're going to go get new games after school?
It was awesome.
It was a great feeling.
I remember they came out with like later towards when they started to fizzle out. They came up with like it was like a platinum plan, and you could get as many games as you wanted, and you could keep them for as long as you wanted, just as long as you brought them back. And I remember going games and you'd browse because you didn't know which one you wanted.
And you didn't want to make a bad choice.
Yes.
You'd be like, I don't want to mess this up because it'll ruin my whole weekend.
Open it up and you read the
right.
Yeah, you flip it over,
That's
read
crazy,
the back.
man. Now you can just watch a trailer, you know the entire game.
I just miss the simplicity and the fun of that. Like I actually kind of miss that.
No, that was fun. That was a good time.
I think one of the things with that is like when you and relate. And this is such like a narrow lane of people we're relating to right now, but like I think when you would get a game from a store, you were so much more apt to finish that game and then bring it back. Whereas now it's like you just get it online
just there
if you want it. Yeah.
And you always have it.
You delete it and then it's gone and then you're good.
Do you guys remember? Oh, you probably don't, but like Netflix originally was like you would get the DVDs in the mail.
Yeah,
they would send them to
you.
And they actually had games like that you could send away for games.
Have like a vending machine kind of thing.
Yeah, they had the red boxes like that you could do.
Yeah.
Something along.
No, Aunt Kim. I think I could be wrong on this. She'll listen to this, but I think Aunt Kim had a Netflix subscription before it was on.
Like they couldn't stream
it. Could have been Meemaw too. I think
they had. No, I think she did. I think her and Tim would get video.
They would get
DVDs sent. Yeah. And it would be like you would send and you would get like 2 or 3 of them at a time and then you send them back whenever. And they had games like that. You could do that. You could send away for games. Like you would, and they'd send them in the mail. You'd have them for like 2 weeks and you had to send them back.
When's the last time you think you put a DVD in?
Honestly, I don't. Probably that Christmas or that one we do with the family.
Yeah.
We don't
even do that anymore.
The last 2 years you've done on your computer, so we haven't had to. But I have no idea. What about you?
I
don't even know. I don't even think I have it. I'd have to use my like PlayStation or something to play it because I don't even have a DVD player. My parents have a Blu-ray at their house, but that's
and now you can get on computers and stuff. You can get which are totally illegal, and I don't have them, but you can get what are they called? Emulators, which are just you can just play whatever game you want.
On any system.
Yeah, PCs don't even come with disc drives anymore.
Yeah, mine doesn't have one.
It's like no laptops either.
I remember playing computer games too. We used to come to your house with your sister Jenna, and we would play Nancy Drew.
Those mystery games. Yeah.
Did you guys ever get into Sims?
Oh yeah,
Sims was awesome.
We used to play that at Nick's every time I got babysat. We used to have my guy used to have real long blonde hair.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and then Aunt Kim had Monsters Inc. Pinball.
Oh yeah,
pinball and
Oregon Trail.
Yeah,
Oregon Trail was awesome. That was a game that I remember playing in the '80s on our Commodore 64. It was like a computer system that it was so basic, and we would get games. And that was another thing. Going down to Stone Church Video when they moved it down by where DeCarlo's is now, in that AT&T store. That's where it was. So we'd go down there and rent those games, and it was awesome. Commodore 64 and Oregon Trail. Those are early memories. It's like text graphics and like you have to shoot a deer with the space bar. Bang.
I learned the word dysentery.
Yeah, that was how you made guys. Yep, dysentery. Yeah.
Boy,
you got hijacked by a band of Indians and shot an arrow in your heart. That's tough times.
God, the thing about how, which is not that long of time, and all of that is totally phased out now. You'll probably never use a DVD again. I mean, you'll never use a CD in your car again. Nope. I think vinyl was coming back where people were collecting
from
vinyl.
Nostalgic reasons.
But I'm like, you're never going to go into a house where a guy's got a record player going.
No, not unless it's just an antique.
Yeah, because you can just go on your phone and play any song you've ever heard of in your life and more,
which is amazing. It's like DVDs, and I know his son will probably be listening to this. Is Tim? Remember he would go in Meemaw's basement and sit on that cot, and then he had the big back TV and would play movies all day in that freaking dark and
his dartboard down there.
He'd watch highlights of America's Got Talent. Susan Boyle.
Oh man.
But anything else here? I know we went off on a
that was a good discussion.
Let's we could talk about some stuff that's on here.
I got one.
Anything come up? It's interesting.
Are we going into history or just news?
We'll wrap that up
we'll do history in our third segment. Anything just in news and notes.
I like the LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn asked fans to be respectful.
Did you see that? Did you see what happened?
No, so I kind of have a little bit of an idea.
She had a meet.
Livy, yeah.
They had a meet in Utah, and there was like all these people like waiting outside for her.
Going nuts.
And then, they were balling their team. People just go over the line. But again, this poor girl makes these people feel like they're friends.
That's the thing.
And I get it. There's the price of fame and stuff, and when you look like that and you're putting yourself out there, But yeah, the people be aware.
Yeah.
Like again, it comes back to that word again, awareness.
Yeah,
Who behaves like
she's
that?
Pretty impressive.
Like,
though.
would you go out? Like,
She's a
say
good
she had a gymnastics meet down at Corpus Christi. Like, would you guys be waiting outside, like stalking her? Like, that's not going to win her over. Like, you're not going to have a chance with her like that.
And it's so weird though that literally anybody in this world with the social media now can become a celebrity. Like, it'd just be.
The amount of these TikTok people and these little kids and stuff, I don't think it's a good thing at all. I mean, these kids are millionaires by 9 now.
You think about the Charlie D'Amelio, who's one of the most famous people right now on probably planet Earth because of TikTok, which is nuts to even think about. She has, I'm not bashing her, I'm just stating the facts here. She has no talent other than dancing on TikTok for 30 seconds and having.
It is nuts.
It's not.
Isn't it amazing people will pay for that stuff? Like,
it's incredible.
Sponsor you?
It's
things?
crazy.
She's on commercials now.
Yeah.
She was on she was on some. I think it was
They have,
like
their own
Emmys
TV
or
show.
it's like the Emmys or the Oscars or the Stream Awards or something like that or something. She gave an award away.
I don't know how good that is.
One TikToker who deserves it is James. What's his last name? The What Happened kid.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Have you seen that, Matt?
I don't know.
So if he'll put the video on the next day after like some NFL game. And he'll
James Droz or something. He has Down syndrome, and he whenever a team loses, he'll go on and say, "What happened?" And it blew up.
The Vikings.
And
What
he's
happened?
I mean, it's just a great kid.
So then people started getting him in the locker room after a win.
Yeah,
and the whole team.
Oklahoma State had him on, or Oklahoma. Somebody had him.
That's neat.
He met Patrick Mahomes, which
that's
was really
cool.
cool. They had him at the
can
Chiefs
help
game.
somebody out like that and make people smile.
I mean, that's
great.
like I was watching. Which I don't know how people don't cover this, how news people don't cover this, or it's not in the news. I watched this thing where Logan Paul, everybody knows Logan Paul and all the Paul brothers, and I can't stand them. I think they're just disrespectful dickheads.
Yeah, not a fan.
He came up with this thing, which if you get into this stuff to begin with, you're asking for trouble. You know what NFTs are? Mm-hmm. They're like, you can purchase and trade like artwork, digital figurines, and like it's this whole ecosystem where people can trade and buy shit.
It's becoming very big.
He came up with this thing. I think it was something about hatching these eggs, which would turn into
He described it as like the next Pokemon.
Yeah.
In NFT version.
And you could buy these eggs, and you could wait till they hatch, and then you could sell these. Like if you could hatch like a gorilla, and you could hatch like a cat, and then you could like breed the two, and it could be like a gorilla cat combination, and then you can keep breeding, and you can sell and trade these eggs for money, and you can make money. So he made this whole big thing, like hyped this thing up, talked about how they spent $1 million on it, and they have a massive team behind it. The thing comes out and it's non-functioning, but people are paying as if it's a real thing, when really they're paying for nothing. There's no programming. There's nothing. It's just pictures of eggs, and they pay all this money. Some guy lost like $100,000 on it. Guys are losing $50,000 on it, like thousands of dollars of money. And Logan Paul never said a word about it after it came out. Never came out. And they're trying to say that it was a scam and
it sounds like it. And they should be held liable or return these people their money.
I think it got brought up, and he was trying to say it's not a scam because he didn't make any money. Where'd
the money go?
That's the thing. Even if he didn't make money, it's still
even if he broke even if he took money from somebody without giving him a product.
Yeah. Hey, this is similar. I just saw this on Twitter today, Matt. You would think this is interesting. I saw a lady won like $4 million on a slot machine.
No, the malfunction one.
It was a malfunction, and really she only won like $2.
Yeah.
And
they offered her?
They offered her a steak dinner instead.
What would you? How would you?
Insulting is that?
How would you feel?
Well, here's what I'll do. I'd be pissed. But this happens a lot, and you gotta basically get a lawyer, and you gotta explore they would investigate with the gaming in that particular state. They would do an investigation to see if it was a legitimate malfunction, if it was something that the casino was trying to get out of, and by saying it was a malfunction. So there is a lot of precedent for that. A lot of times, though, the people don't get anything for it.
Yeah, how could it have possibly been a malfunction?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how
They could say that all the time.
That's what I said. They could easily just say, "Yeah, it just messed up."
I wonder like what she was spinning. I mean, she had to be a heavy spin. I would think, not like a
Well, I mean, it could have been one of those machines where the jackpot's millions of dollars.
Right.
Yeah,
Progressive, one that carries over. Yeah,
I guess, man.
Usually the progressive ones, though, I feel like they're a little bit more protected. Like I don't know. It could have been though. You're right. It could have been. They have those cases happen a lot, especially in Nevada. You see that a lot.
Yeah.
And it goes to gaming. And if they rule in favor of the casino, then you're just out of luck. But offering you a steak dinner is like a slap in the face. You think you're a millionaire, and then you get nothing.
No,
Like,
you just get free dinner.
Like at a
Terrible.
shitty steakhouse. Like
It'd be the worst steak you've ever had in your life.
Yeah,
no
you
matter
gotta,
what.
like-
I mean,
Yeah,
what-
like
I don't know how
Outback.
you could even.
It could be $1,000 steak, and
That'd be tough. I'd have a hard time swallowing that one.
Oh.
Just being a gambler and having like the one time you think you made it.
I mean, that's
big.
life changing. That changes
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah,
Your life would never be the
torn
same.
apart right in front of your face. Ugh, horrible.
Poor.
Feel sorry for those people.
Yeah,
That's
Cooley.
why I don't play slot machines.
I just it's kind of suspect because I haven't seen you in a couple days, but they busted one guy, but an art thief busted after selling 2 fake Warhol paintings.
Yeah, I was wondering Cool's thoughts on this too, Jubb, when I put it on there.
Where have
I'll
you
tell
been?
I'm not selling no art.
Yeah,
Because I don't.
he
think
wouldn't
it's
have got
worth anything.
scammed because he wouldn't have bought the shit to begin with, right?
That's why they're fakes. That's why they're
Yeah,
fakes.
I would have thrown them away.
Yeah.
He'd have thrown the real ones away.
Yeah, but how can you tell the difference between the fake and the real?
Well, I
that's
mean-
not for me to figure out.
What if I just repainted it?
Like stroke for stroke.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you could,
like
but
the Mona
there's
Lisa,
probably
like I
a
just
way.
went in and painted it. And
There's probably a way to date the paint, or maybe I don't know. There's got to
I
be
could just
something.
write the date on there.
There's Jesus. Oh, you write the date and then you go. Oh, it says
Yeah,
it. It says
1786.
18. It's got to be that
Gotta
one.
be.
It's got to be
He
that
signed
one.
it.
Oh, jeez. Cools, I know you love snakes. Firefighters removed python from the engine compartment in Florida.
Ugh.
We need to get rid of snakes.
Oh, wait. Tell Matt about what was in Florida in the backyard.
Oh yeah, my parents got a new house down in Florida, in Palmetto, Florida, and boss was down there checking out the house, getting it situated or whatever, and she goes out back, and it's like the house is in front of a lake, and she sent me a picture, and she's like, "Do you see anything?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Zoom in on the lake. It's like a 6-7 foot
Oh, jeez.
crocodile crawling out of the
boy.
lake."
Crocodile.
Alligator, sorry.
Them crocodiles in Florida.
yeah, alligator, sorry, but yeah.
Oh, man.
That's
Gators
good.
are pretty cool.
I bet that makes
That
Yogi
stuff.
pretty
So-
I don't know how more animals and kids don't go missing in Florida when
How
they get
fast-
drug out by alligators.
How fast are you going to run in a house at night?
I won't run out. I won't go out back unless we
I
have
wouldn't
we got to
dare
get
go
it fenced
out
up
there.
or something because there's
It's like
no,
out there in the Disney park when the kid gets
Oh, yeah.
dragged down in by the gator. That's just awful.
God,
Yeah,
that place.
gator scamming.
Yeah.
They're pretty dangerous, man.
Well, they're such good stalking predators. They're so quiet.
You wouldn't know.
And then when they snap into action, it's too late for you. So.
Done. And then if
Instant.
you get bit, done.
That's it. It's
I don't
over.
think they could catch me though because I don't know if you run in like a snake pattern.
Zigzag.
Well,
Yeah,
you better
like
know
a-
he's there because if he gets the jump on you, you're in trouble.
Yeah, imagine if you're just fishing, just wet a line, you're down there, you just first cast, and you're just hanging out. And
Yeah,
then,
but I've been working out with Brad Becker, so I can get out of it.
yes,
now.
Brad, you got
got
to
me
Saltwater fishing only.
You had to get your gun license.
Go check out our fitness challenge here in a couple weeks.
Couple months.
Well, let's take a quick break. We've been going a little bit now, so let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. If you're a history buff, it's this time of the week. We are going to talk about some history here. Nothing Cools, you got nothing on here except for...
He's so typecast. Like, he can only read Adolf stuff.
Yeah, jeez.
Come on, Cools. Find something else on there that interests you.
There's actually one that I noticed because my dad keeps bringing up the lottery. So January 11th, 1569, first recorded state-sponsored lottery in England is drawn at the St. Paul's Cathedral.
Cathedral. Don't you think that's ironic? They're drawing it at a church.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
My dad asked me a question today. If you won the lottery, what would be the first two things I would buy?
Two things.
I don't know what I would buy.
onion rings and
Chipotle and
See, that's
Dr. Pepper.
I think that's what I told somebody. The first thing I would do was go to a restaurant and get everything I've ever wanted to eat, and like just splurge at a restaurant one. Because I've never done that before. Because I'm always like, I could eat I could try everything on a menu. I think that'd be so cool.
I think I'd buy golf lessons.
That's it.
Why don't you just buy Paige Sporanic to come to your house and teach you?
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Teach me how to drive.
Did you see Tiger Woods' son's hat is a Snoopy hat? It's got a Snoopy on it.
Oh.
And his name is Charlie. Charlie Woods.
Yeah.
And
I like that. That's kind of cool.
But I
Brown.
think I think I could be wrong on this. Let me look it up and then we'll talk. I'll bring it back up. But Matt,
Yes.
what kind of history you like on here?
Let's see. Well, this is an interesting one. January 9th, 1947, Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, last seen alive. Her body was found 5 days later in Lament Park in Los Angeles. Have you guys ever seen the movie or watched anything about that?
No, but I did see
it's a really big case. Like,
there's a Ghost Adventures episode where they go to some hotel
where she was probably seen or whatever.
Yeah.
So they actually gave her that name, the Black Dahlia. That was what the journalists gave her, but she was a missing girl. Never found out who murdered her. It was one of the most widely known about cases in the United States of a missing person. Wow. It's a movie. There was a good movie. I want to say like Josh Hartnett or somebody was the star of it. I can't remember. Pretty good movie though.
Jeez Louise, never found the guy.
No, they have no idea.
Amazing.
There's a lot of speculation. And again, if we ever do that show on conspiracy theories, we have so many great cases to go talk to in depth that we could talk about. I'd love to get people's opinions on that someday.
Yeah. Jarrett, go.
I got one. I can't even imagine what they were thinking when this happened. January 9th, 1493, first recorded sight of manatees by Columbus.
Yeah, how about that?
I can't imagine. Like, when they first saw that, it had to be like, holy shit. Like,
dude, those dolphins.
What are those?
Cow.
Like, yeah.
Sea cow.
Those are really cool. Really, really, really cool animals.
I heard a fact that manatees don't have the genetic code in their brain to be mean.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I think a lovable manatee.
One time I was fishing down at in Florida at Cooley's place, and I was off the back dock. I was just by myself. I don't know why I was by myself either. I was out the back fishing and in the canal, and I'm just sitting there, and this freaking just huge manatee came under the dock, scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah. Those things are.
They say you're not supposed to give them any fresh water when you're at the docks.
Why not?
Because they keep coming back to the docks. I guess they drink fresh water. I guess.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
And then they get hit by boats.
It's weird you say it because I just saw Dave Portnoy today. That's so weird because he said he tweeted out a video of him pouring water in the water for a manatee, and I was wondering why he did that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that because
like he put his hose in the water for him.
Yeah, you're not. That's like the opposite of what you're supposed to do because then it brings the manatee. They come back into the
family
dock.
will be there,
and then they get hit by a boat.
Yeah, that's because I remember when we got off when we were fishing.
Yeah, we got to pet those manatees.
Yeah,
we were in Key West.
I touched one on the back.
There's a manatee's brother.
Oh my God! Look,
walrus.
Oh, walrus! I thought it was a manatee.
Walrus.
I wonder if they're mean.
Fascinating.
They got big tusks. They got to defend themselves. And
those are really cool.
I think this is nuts because I've been there, which I remember this happening in 2010, January 12th. Devastating earthquake in Haiti kills 160,000 people.
I remember when that happened.
I remember that happened because it was on. What was that news station?
CNN Student News. Channel 1.
Yeah.
Channel 1 with Carl Azus.
Patriot Connection.
We were in Mrs. Crummett's home room.
Carl Azus. I remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I have no idea where I was.
Then 9-10 years later, we were there in jet skis around the island.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Which is nuts to think that a place
160,000 people.
Got really
amazing.
decimated. That place was in shambles.
That's got to be close. That's got to be close to like one of the worst natural disasters ever.
Yeah, it's right up there.
At least fatality wise. Yeah. I don't know what else.
That's insane.
What else could even come close? Hurricane Katrina.
There's that was just the layers of that, from how many people died and how many different times because of the way those levees broke and all that. And then there were some terrible fires, and then obviously your plagues, and but that, as far as natural disasters
from the earthquake, would it just been people that were in their houses that just collapsed?
Yeah, well,
on
you
them?
gotta know too, and you guys, if you've ever seen those types of islands like Haiti, Puerto Rico, their infrastructure is terrible. So it's not like they don't have building codes. They don't have. So I mean, a little bit of rumbling, and these things are
wow.
So really, the best place to be in an earthquake is just like in a field, right?
Unless you get it where it's like on The Force Awakens when the
planet snaps,
planet killer, so Star Killer Base's planet is breaking everything apart.
Maybe it was Tremors. Maybe it was a Tremors ago.
What a movie!
Thank God, Kevin Bacon. Clerk. That's Kevin Bacon's best movie ever.
It's a good movie.
I know this is probably not a great thing to go about, but the top 4 deadliest natural disasters all took place in China, which is insane. Okay. 4 million dead in the 1931 China floods, which I've never
4
heard about.
million?
4 million dead, which is probably a count of the fallout after all of that. 2 million, 1887, the Yellow River flood.
Remember too, they're so much. They had their population so much more dense. Than
true. And in 1556, the Shaanxi earthquake, that's 830,000 people. 1976, the Tangshan earthquake, 655,000. And then the 2010 Haiti earthquakes are saying that count is 316,000.
Yeah, I'm sure it's up for debate. Whatever. I don't even know how you end up beginning to find all the bodies that were taken.
Have you ever heard of the Bola cyclone?
Where was that at?
In East Pakistan, now Bangladesh.
Okay. I want to say yes, but I don't know a lot of specifics about it. The one thing about Asia, you get so many types of typhoons, cyclones, these definite weather phenomenons. There was that really bad typhoon in Indonesia not that long ago. Did you guys ever seen video of that? There's people on 15-story of these hotel buildings, and the wave is going to come. You can see it coming from in the horizon, and it's so much higher. And I don't know what you couldn't possibly run away. It's terrifying if you ever see that footage. It's freaks.
I got this confused. Typhoon is just another name for a hurricane.
Yeah. They call it the different parts of the world. They call it different things.
I thought that's a big tornado. I thought it ripped
apart. Did you say cyclone though? You said, or did you say typhoon?
Let me go back
because the typhoon, those are very.
Yeah, there wouldn't be a typhoon in
cyclone.
Pakistan.
Yeah, cyclone would be more inland. Cyclone would be like a kind of a tornado-ish type event, whereas the something on the coast would be like a hurricane. Like the typhoon is more similar to a hurricane.
Wow! For 3 minutes, the highest winds in that cyclone was 115 miles per hour.
Jeez.
And then the peak for 1 minute was 150 miles per hour, which is nuts.
That would just blow you away.
What's the worst winds you guys have ever been in? You guys have been down in Florida and stuff.
Probably maybe 40, 50, maybe a little worse than that. I remember there was the one really bad. There was a really bad storm maybe a couple of years ago where it was real windy. There were a ton of trees that came down.
Yeah, there's been a few here that have been pretty bad.
Like the one out there on
the aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens.
That was just this summer, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was. We don't know what that was. Lightning and it was wind.
That was crazy.
Wasn't all wind.
The
that's
mothership.
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Matt, speaking of our murderers, Jeffrey Dahmer pleads guilty by means of insanity.
Yeah, and that's one of those things too where he actually didn't even want to do that. They were just trying to get him to do it, his counsel and stuff. And he's like, I'm not insane. This is what I'm supposed to be. I don't know. We talked about it and just what goes into that and how that guy from seemingly a decent home. turned into what he was.
His dad was like a real upstanding guy.
Like they're people. I mean, his mom was kind of fucked up, but I mean, just I don't know. I guess you just never know what's going to trigger somebody into killing people and eating them.
Anything else on here, Coles?
No, I think I'm good.
I got one real quick. January 13th, 1968, Johnny Cash performs at Folsom State Prison.
Yeah,
that's a good song.
He's got that whole album there from there. It's pretty cool.
How's that go?
Is he like it's got to be one of the first. Nah, I don't want to say that because I don't know much about music. But I mean, performing in front of a prison, is that like a normal thing?
No, I wouldn't say. No, I would say in those times. I don't want to. This kind of sounds weird, but like I feel like the prisoners had a little bit more of a like a code of etiquette to them, where you could make that possible. Nowadays, I just don't think you could do something like that. I do. I think they would probably be on their best behavior if they got something like that opportunity in those days. But who knows? There's some of the most hardened criminals. I'm not really that familiar with Folsom, if it was the really bad or not.
You think Johnny Cash was terrified up on that stage?
No, I think
I bet he was pretty well guarded, and I think he would be revered. I don't think anybody would have messed with him, because I think there would probably be prisoners in there that would kill you if you tried to go at him.
Yeah,
I think he had a really good time. Apparently, I mean, the depiction.
He did a whole album, and that whole thing is recorded from there, which is amazing. They like digitally remastered it to sound good and stuff. Imagine the acoustics in that. What if we like when we did the show down at the prison in Brownsville?
Yeah.
Imagine doing a concert there. Speaking of which, 2023, we're down to a few months for our overnight stay.
Yeah,
I'm pretty pumped up about this.
I forgot we were doing that
In the spring, where it's the weather turns warm.
I'm so excited.
Do we have a date for that?
She said like early May probably would be.
So when they open up in the spring, and they got to kind of clean things up from the winter, but as soon as kind of spring rolls around, they start tours again and overnight stays.
I think. Was his name Tom, the guy, the head honcho?
Yeah, Tom, yeah.
He said to wait probably till May, because he said it's still freezing in there into the spring.
I'm sure.
It's like your baseball game.
Can you imagine how cold it would have been when it got really, really cold?
No. The only thing good in there, it wouldn't have got as much wind in there.
Yeah.
But it would have still been terribly freezing. I wonder if those spirits get cold in there.
Maybe that's why they're so miserable in there.
That among many things, the ass rapings and the shivings. I think that'd probably be a good start.
A recipe for a disaster.
I think the cold might be a little far down on that.
The Ninja Turtle looking at them, the maggots crawling in their food. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that Jesus! I can't. I like some of that stuff that I forget about.
I forgot we even did that.
Oh God,
so much shit we've done.
Sub got looked at by Raphael. We were on the
the Ninja Turtle.
He was like, did he just move,
ma'am? Does anybody say that thing ever moved before?
Oh yeah, that's
I remember one thing real quick about that, and I wish, and we might put some stuff out come around next Halloween time of some of the stuff that we didn't put out this year. But when we toured it, we went into that room, the same room that Soup saw this.
Right.
And it's a big, it's like almost like a crow's nest where you go and look over this big dining hall, and she goes, there are these statues in here. She said, there are these statues down here on the floor. Just prepare yourselves, because I don't want you guys to get freaked out when you see these statues, because they look like people standing there. And I'll never forget, you came through that door, and and within a second, you go, holy shit, those things just scared the shit out of me.
I didn't hear her say it.
I didn't hear her say it either.
They did scare me, though, bad.
They're terrifying in there.
Because I thought there was people just walking around in this dining hall.
Nah, that stuff's all
faceless
phony.
People.
Jarrett's one story which he told on a podcast. Go listen to that, our Halloween podcast, and then listen to the one after that to hear about Jarrett's story that he experienced afterwards. His paranormal experience.
I was touched.
Yeah, I was touched at the B-dubs after I ate my I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, birthdays. Cool, it's not your birthday this week, but whose birthday is it?
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, there you go.
January 13th, he turns 46 years old. He was in Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah, he's in Lord of the Rings.
What's
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Legolas.
Yeah,
Legolas. Your boy and Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, you like Pitbull?
No.
God, he's terrible.
I like Pitbull.
Have you ever seen Whiplash? The movie Whiplash.
He's in that.
Your boy, Cooley's boy. He played Rooster in the new fucking Flying Ace Tom Cruise.
Oh, Miles?
Yeah.
Miles Teller?
Yeah,
Miles
he's
Teller.
in that.
No, I've never seen it.
Incredible movie.
Good?
Go watch that.
I struggle to find good movies.
Whiplash.
Oh, sorry.
Really,
I'm a
really
very
good movie.
tough movie critic. I struggle to find good ones.
Oh, the reason I say that, J.K. Simmons.
Oh, he's great.
68.
He's fantastic.
Incredible.
Actor. Yeah, it's
Incredible.
really
What
good.
else is he in?
Oh man,
He played the villain in Kung Fu Panda 3. I know that for sure.
He's just a great auxiliary character in so many movies. He's
he-
really good. And I don't know if you guys ever watched a show on Showtime called Counterpart.
Is he in
Out of this
that?
world. He's the main star of it. It is absolutely. You would really like it, Job.
if
It only lasted 2 seasons. I'm really starting to get irritated, and not to go off track here, but
No, that's fine.
do you guys ever get shows that you really, really like and they get canceled before
yes.
they finish?
That's so annoying. Yeah.
Or if like
It's devastating.
I don't like a show that has potential to keep going, and then they usually the time
drag
they
it
do
too
get
long.
cancels. I do. Back to your point, when they get canceled, do you think there's ever been a point where a show comes back?
There has been. There was a show. Man, and I watched it, and it got canceled, and it came. There was a couple of times, and different network picked it up.
Yeah,
that has happened, but I'm starting to get really annoyed because I really get ensconced in this thing, and I'm like, oh, this has to be finished, and then I see
there
it's
was
canceled.
something that I was watching, and like it got to like season 4, and it's like really starting to pick up, and it's great, and then it's like the little thing where it says play it like next, it's not on
like
there.
Westworld just got canceled before it got
is
finished.
that done?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, it was you have to really pay attention. It's kind of mind bending.
Yeah.
And then the people that made Dark, the 1899, they didn't renew it.
No, it didn't.
Oh, there's a huge petition online for it to get picked up by another
That's
channel.
nuts.
A lot of people are claiming for the Witcher to be canceled because they.
I know.
They don't got
I'm like
what's his
mixed
name?
about that. Did you watch the Blood Origin one yet?
Yeah.
The Witch, was that good? I haven't watched
Yeah,
it yet.
it's
Like the
pretty
prequel one.
Wait, Henry Cavill's not in it?
Yeah,
He's
in-
got one
no,
more.
he's not in. Yeah, he's going to be in one
right.
more, but after that, he's done.
He's done
Why-
because he's got pissed because they deviated from the books.
Well, they tried to say he was going to be Superman, but
Now he's out of that.
Now he's not being Superman.
Yeah.
Now he's doing Warhammer or something.
Yeah.
I forget. He's like producing Warhammer.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because he's a big nerd.
Yeah.
He's a big nerd.
He's like us. He's
Yeah.
a big.
I think The
nerd.
Witcher was one of the better shows that I've seen in a long time.
It was
that
good.
last season of The Witcher I thought was great TV.
I really enjoyed it.
I have always had a really bad perception of Henry Cavill because I cannot stand Superman, and
I hated him.
Yeah,
in
I
that.
don't like Superman.
But I think he's perfect for that Witcher character.
Yeah.
Like that makes me think. Do you watch it? You probably
I still haven't-
watched
no,
it.
I haven't watched
Jarrett
it.
has so many good shows he hasn't
I know.
watched yet.
and he's a really good actor. I mean, he was in one of the Mission Impossible movies, I think, or was it the Mission Impossible movies with Tom Cruise? And he's got his famous thing where he cocks his fists. He does this weird thing. It's incredible. He's an incredible actor. But
When an actor is in a bunch of movies, does it like start to wear on you?
like because
like
it's
Will
just,
Smith and
Like for me personally, it's-
Soup's favorite actor of all time.
Yeah,
Will
Smith.
Yeah, remember he always says that.
Yeah, Will
The
Smith.
great, or he says the greatest. I'm like, oh, Soup, come on.
for me personally, like The Rock, like
Yeah,
he's
oh
in-
no,
Yeah.
I don't.
Like,
See,
dude.
there's a different degree of actor to me. The Rock to me is not an actor. He's an entertainer. He just like John Cena. I mean, and kudos to those guys. They've done a great job. They make $1 zillion. But they're not actors. Like I'm not rushing out to see any movie The Rock's in because I know it's not going to have a great cast.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be good.
and it's always to me. It's just The Rock in this movie,
And he's
Like,
always the same character, right?
Always.
Even
Yeah,
if
like-
he's like in medieval times or normal
That's why I
times. the
didn't
same
go see Black Adam.
And me, we were talking about that. For an important role like that, it should not be The Rock because
Yeah, I want
it's
like
not
a
Black
fresh
Adam.
character.
It's The Rock.
Right.
It kind of
His
ruined
persona
the character.
is a character. It's hard for him to play.
Yeah,
a
because
character.
he already is a character.
It would be like Hulk Hogan going and playing like Tony Stark.
He tried
like,
to play it. Did you ever see a couple of those movies Hulk Hogan was in?
No.
He was in like a couple of movies like way in the 80s.
Yeah, it's
and he
just-
played like a bodyguard type
Ric
thing.
Flair.
But he
Yeah.
had like a regular name like Johnny or something. It's like, who's this guy?
It
It's Hulk
just
Hogan.
would never work.
Yeah.
It would never work.
It
And
kind of worked with Batista though. He was
I will say
Yeah.
this: he's
pretty good,
impresses
actually.
me.
Yeah.
He impresses.
I like
Somebody
it.
said
I actually think
recently
he's
he-
got some acting talent.
Yeah, somebody said recently, I forget who it was. It was a director said he's the best wrestler turned actor.
Like John Cena in a couple movies. He's just
he's just John Cena. You guys are right. He's just he's the character he's already is.
Like at least with
Champ saw him getting gas out on National Road one time in his rental car. He's John Cena. Yeah.
How do you see him?
Champ was getting cigarettes at the marathon out on National Road, and he said, "Hey, John Cena," and he gave him like a thumbs up. It was him. Yeah, it was him. He was WWE was downtown like that night. He had a rental car. Awesome. He must have been driving in from the airport.
Incredible.
That's awesome. Have you guys seen the new Glass Apple? Have you seen that with the Knives Out?
No, Glass Onion.
Or Glass
No, I heard it's
Glass
decent.
Onion.
I haven't watched it yet, but
I got a homework assignment for us. I think we should do. I forget what it's specifically called. It's on Netflix. It's a new show called The Kaleidoscope or something.
Oh, Kaleidoscope. Yeah. Have you watched it?
I think we should all start on a different episode. Come back on the podcast.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
Explain
I like that
our
idea.
point of view.
Yeah.
There's another show, and I don't want to hold things up, but there's a show it's a documentary that I got to get you guys to watch, and I got to figure out the name of it. And I want everybody in the podcast to watch it. I got to figure out what it's called. I watched it, and I don't get like documentaries. A lot of times I'll watch it and I'll have a general idea of what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. This I didn't know. Okay, it just was one of those ones that scroll through on your stuff that you might like or whatever, and it ran through and it said you might like this, and it was like interview this police officer, and he was just saying about how it was the most strangest case he's ever worked or whatever. Anyway. Have you guys ever heard about this fast food, the call where this guy was calling these fast food restaurants and telling these employees to do these things? I was like, I just want to get somebody else's opinion because the whole time that I'm watching it, I'm not somebody that's like easily like baffled by, just the general show, but I can't believe that people did the things that this guy told him to do. It's just I want you guys to watch it. I'm gonna find the name of it and get you guys to check it out.
You haven't.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you won't be able to not watch the end because you'll just be saying to yourself, "How could someone do this? And how could you be so gullible to fall for it?" I got to get you guys to watch it. I don't have the name of it.
Right. The name of that.
So your homework is Kaleidoscope.
Yeah,
I'm in on that too.
I've seen a million ads for that.
We all got to make sure we start on a different episode.
So what's the crux of the whole thing?
So you can start on any episode. The episodes are listed in colors.
Okay, so there's no order.
There's no specific order. It's on Netflix.
I guess that's why it's called Kaleidoscope.
Yeah. So you can start on whatever color episode you want, and you'll get like a different version of the stories. Everybody gets a different perspective, I think.
That's pretty fast.
So I think it would be interesting for all of us to come in and
it's
be like...
It's with, oh my God, the guy from Mandalorian.
I haven't really looked...
Not Pedro Pascal. Oh my God.
Grogu?
No, Moff Gideon.
Oh, yeah, the guy
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah. The guy from Breaking Bad.
We'll have something I want. Let's see here. So yeah, there's black, green, yellow, violet, orange, blue, red, pink, white.
Another one we got to watch too. The Last of Us.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that with the girl from
video games, like
Game of Thrones.
Yes, it's off the
right.
Lady Mormont.
Yeah, and Pedro Pascal's in that too.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro's awesome.
What was his name?
Oberyn Martell.
Yeah.
That was like my favorite character in the whole show.
Yeah, Joel.
What a way to die.
Yeah.
I mean, what that was. I actually get upset about that when I watch those.
He's
that
the best fighter in the whole show,
and it's just like, oh man, he's got him, and it's like every time I watch it, I'm like, I'm hoping for a different outcome,
That's how I am.
What a way to. I mean, just.
I watched Revenge of the Sith recently, and the whole time I'm just like, please, Anakin.
I know.
Don't do it.
We need a Star Wars.
Scenes.
We need a Star Wars What If.
They could do
series.
a lot of that with a lot of shows, like Marvel What If. I didn't watch that, but
I didn't either.
Well,
there's so much Marvel out that I'm so lost.
It's oversaturated.
All right, here I got the name of that one. It's called "Don't Pick Up the Phone."
Don't pick up the phone.
Yeah.
All right. If you are listening to this, watch. Don't Pick Up the Phone and Kaleidoscope.
Yes.
And,
contact at thepioneerpodcast.com.
Yeah,
Get
you
on it.
should pick up the phone to listen to the Pioneer Podcast.
If you let us know because obviously there's only 4 of us here. So if you started on whatever episode that we don't talk about next week or whatever, whenever we talk about it, let us know what your outcome was. Matt, explain to us we're not doing Shakespeare of the Week this year.
Yeah, well, I came to notice we probably wore Shakespeare out. I mean, he's got 9 million different phrases. So I remember you mentioned down at where were you guys at?
Deep Creek.
Deep Creek, yeah. You hated Shakespeare. So I was like, you know what? I'll change it up for my boy Jubb. So we went with Thomas Paine, who is obviously a really well-known guy in the beginning of the American Revolution. He was a really brilliant type political activist that really had good theories on about way of forming a country, and just a really smart guy. He had a lot of really, really good quotes. So the Thomas Paine quote of the week, we're going to try that out. We may
switch it up.
Yeah, just every few weeks change to a different character.
We'll get the Hulk Hogan quote of the week,
and then the champ quote of the week.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's a must.
Let's do that. A podcast member quote of the week.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, like a text that somebody
sends.
Be.
That's a good idea. Guys that aren't here will get quotes from those guys, and then when we rotate, like guys out, there we go.
Enlightening. Like it has to be an original, enlightening.
It's got to be something enlightening.
All right. Well,
so
do you want to take it, or you want me?
No,
to take
you
it?
do it in honor of against your boy Shakespeare.
I guess I shouldn't say I hate it.
No, I know what you meant, and I get it.
Yeah.
It's after a while, Shakespeare's just we don't talk like that. So it's but I mean, you got to give the guys due if he was actually real. People say he wasn't even real.
All right, here we go. Thomas Paine quote of the week: "The mind once enlightened cannot again become dark." Wow, it's like once the door's open, ain't no shutting it.
Nope.
I don't get it.
It's like, that was from Thomas Paine, 1781, on the affairs of North America. So it's like saying, if I tell you, so just for instance, I tell you that you learn that you are able to, I don't know, maybe
I can
breathe.
Things.
Yeah, no, let me
drink beer. Once you learn you can drink beer and have fun with your friends, you're not ever going to not want to drink beer and have fun with your friends again.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Or like math, 2 + 2. You're never going to not know.
You'll never not know it's 4.
Yeah.
Even the boiled egg knows it.
That's even like, think about that. Like it's like saying once
you can't unlearn it. You can't unlearn it.
Once it's in
Some
your memory.
stuff you'd like to unlearn.
Something. That's not. I never really thought about.
You know, it works both ways though too, because this is how a lot of dictatorships began. I mean, your boy Adolf and various other people who go in front of these great orators and get these people believing in something. And then there's no putting it back in the box. Once they believe that communism's the way or whatever, it's trouble.
Opening Pandora's box.
But his kind of thing was about just liberty and about freedoms and things that people weren't able to get in European countries, and how important it was for our nation to be built on it. So, smart guy. He also had a really other great quote, and this was one that people probably have heard on TV before. It says, let's think how it goes. If you're afraid to offend people, then you'll never tell the truth. So it basically just says, if no one ever says anything that will be offensive to some sorts, you probably always were just either being dishonest or you just didn't speak up. So I always thought that was an interesting one too. Just you can't be afraid to tell the truth. Sometimes you're going to upset people. It's just life.
Like last week when I talked about smells and farts, sometimes you just have to talk about stuff that people aren't willing to talk about.
Last week's episode was vile.
Yes, it was.
Don't eat if you're
groundbreaking stuff.
Hey, somebody's got to talk about the stuff that people don't want to talk about.
Might as well be us.
Might as well be us. All right. Well, any other than our onion ring controversy earlier in the show, any hot pit, cold mug, anything that sticks out?
Cold mug for us for getting involved with Maryland, that Deep Creek dunk thing.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a cold mug for you.
That's going to be cool.
And we could talk about that a little. When are we doing
that?
Not
till February.
So we could talk about that a little later down the line, but that's a little teaser since we've been down to Deep Creek. That's kind of like our getaway, but we're doing some stuff down there.
One of the things on the list that Soup has planned for us.
He'll probably have
he won't even be there.
He'll have a meeting that week.
He won't even be there.
He'll be down in Key West or something.
Chippewa County
for a meeting.
He
drove to Key West.
Yeah, he'll have to go take his cousin's little sister's brother down to
a soccer
to get training wheels on her bike or something. Oh, man.
Jarrett.
I had a hot pit, but I really have to pee, so.
All right.
And it wasn't really that important. It was really stupid, honestly.
All right. Matt?
I'll save it for next week.
No, not really. Just one thing. The Damar Hamlin thing, we didn't really talk about. We talked about it on Better's Last Stand a little bit with Lauren the Better. Obviously, bad thing. But I'm really kind of down on a lot of people who try to exploit this and turn it into something it's not. So, again, just be careful where you get your news. And just people, I hate when they use tragedy and bad things to try to take it either politically or whatever. It's just I don't know. It's just a bad look.
You see the people complaining about Alex Highsmith celebration.
Yeah, our boy
Alex. What did he do?
Somebody did like the CPR thing on him, but that's such a common celebration. Some people will complain about it. They're just idiots.
Here's the way I look at it: is it might have been a tribute to the people that saved his life. So I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think it was done in bad taste. But people want to get mad about that. So they just want to get mad. Yes,
it's stupid.
Yeah. But I mean, heck, Alex was even the guy on the ground, so he probably didn't really. He wasn't the one that even wanted to do it. And people that don't know him, he would never do anything like that. He's the nicest guy.
If you're one of those people that got pissed at him, which I don't think any of our listeners would get pissed at him, but if you don't know anything about him and you haven't seen it yet, go watch that. And I'm not. I feel like I'm exploiting that but I'm saying go watch that, and you can tell how good of a guy he is. So don't. Yeah, go watch that, and you can,
Well, people always want to demean these athletes, and there's plenty of them that deserve it. But we don't know these people. You guys personally know him now, so I mean, you can speak to that stuff, and I don't think you're stepping out of line by saying that at all. And I highly doubt anybody's trying to make light of that. I feel like it was more of a tribute because obviously those people saved his life. What about that idiot for the Packers and shoved the Lions trainer?
Oh my God!
Now a few days after trainers save a dude's life, and he's shoving it, and then he's crying walking down the runway.
I literally could not. I could not believe that even
Packers
happened.
Should just cut him. He should never.
He should be fined, ejected.
Well, he was ejected. He did get ejected.
Oh, for that?
Yeah, he got ejected. He was walking down the tunnel. You see the video? He's like,
he was throwing his helmet.
His knees were like hitting. He looked like an idiot.
No, he
looked like a little 6-year-old who got sent to the corner.
And then the other guy, his teammate, comes and pushes pushes the same guy.
Yeah, I know.
Because the trainer turned around and was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, no, those two big guys were like messing with
like they're gonna fight the trainer for going to help a guy that was down.
I honestly have never seen that happen.
I couldn't believe that. I had to watch. I watched it like 15 times in a row because I couldn't believe it.
People just no etiquette. They're just animals.
Just
people,
walruses, what they are.
Like them.
That's the people that complain on the internet right there. Just a bunch of walruses laying on the ground,
keyboard warriors,
screaming.
Yeah, you're right, Joe.
Look, that's named lady named Barbara right there.
That guy's pissed he couldn't find any onion rings out on the island right there. He said Burger King.
All right. Well, I don't have anything super great. I was thinking about. I was trying to come up with something good, but. We covered a lot of stuff this episode. Thank you for joining us here. We're in a studio. We're gradually getting to our peak performance level. We got everything wired and set up. The only thing we really got to get in here is the computer so we can bring stuff up and put that in the videos and kind of react to some stuff. But that's pretty much it. There's not much else to cover today. We got some stuff coming up with... There's a lot of stuff coming up in the future, so just keep updated with all of our stuff, like I said at the beginning of the show. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for spending your time with us each and every Thursday. So we appreciate that, and we hope that you stick with us for another 42 episodes or however long we keep going. But we appreciate everything you guys have done and everything all the time you've spent listening to us. It means a lot. We can't wait to keep doing some more stuff, and we hope that you have a good rest of the year, should this be the last one you listen to. So,
it's early in the year for the end of the year. If this is your last episode of 2023.
God. See, I told Brad Becca this. Sometimes I just ramble, and then it goes. I finish.
You were like, you should have done that about 3 episodes back.
Anyway,
good job.
Thank you for listening to us. We appreciate every one of you. We love you very much. Jeez. And if you haven't watched Wild North, go watch it on Amazon Prime. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you here next time.
Onward and upward.
Bye-bye.